The first thing is the children in need. We've got a children in need dance called Pudsey Bear. The details are on the table. You can download it off the website. You can teach it to any class you want. Then they can raise money for children in need in Britain or some other charity abroad. And there are stickers. If it's young people, we have a lot of stickers on the table that you can take away. First come, first served. So there's the first one. Our second one is our Global Youth Week. We had 3 development grants this last year. One went to children a lady working with children in schools in the Selkirk area. We had one in the Glasgow branch. Muriel, they were teaching the young folk from the universities and the youth. We assisted them in doing their unit 2, and they've completed that piece of work. And the third one was in the Central Germany branch, where they've been running a workshop just a couple of weeks ago to build on our Spring Fling, which was at the end of April. We've got 3 further development grants, each of £500. The details are up on the website. Please apply by the end of December, and the winners will be announced during Global Youth Week in January. Global Youth Week will continue to be in January for 2018, but we intend changing the date to later in the year in 2019. So we've got the development grants for Global Youth Week. We'll have the usual Facebook competition, and lots of the pictures that were submitted are up on the television screen over at the Youth Services desk. And I'm going to announce that during 2018, we're going to have a virtual festival. The details will be announced during the Global Youth Week, and we'll be inviting groups to take part, and they can build up their work, their video. It's going to be 6 minutes, and it'll be from January through, and I think the submission date is October. So wherever they are in the world, you'll be dancing at some point in time. So they'll be submitted by October, and then they'll be judged, and we intend streaming them before the AGM, and the winner will be announced at the AGM in 2018. So if you've got young folk, get them to listen in when we make the announcement during Global Youth Week. Get them to participate. Get them to submit the videos. Let's see the young folk dancing. So that's really all about Global Youth Week for 2018. Spring Fling, it's in Glasgow in 2018. It's around the 20th of April. And Carol Ann's the leader for the Glasgow group. She's at the table today. We've got details about it. The teachers and the musicians have been announced. And the applications have started a week ago. Also at our table, we asked the fringe people to join us. So there's a fringe at Glasgow as well, and there's going to be a children's class. Because it was so successful in Bonn in 2017, there'll be a children's class for children aged, I think it's 7 upwards, and then the fringe. So we've got children, we've got young people, and we've got the mature people. The Junior Summer School, we went from 9 pupils to 26 this last year. Think about any young person between 8 and 11 coming to summer school in 2018. Some people have been 2 years already, so we'll need to look at maybe differentiating classes if we get a big enough uptake. One new thing we're hoping to do, and it's an outcome of the Junior Summer School, is a family weekend. Lots of the parents with their children said, we would like a family weekend. So we're looking to have one in England. We're thinking about around the Leeds area, maybe end of May, beginning of June, where we would have workshops and a family ceilidh and an overnight stay. So there's my 5 things that I've said. I think I'm nearly 5 minutes. I'd just like to thank the team, the Youth Services Committee. They've done a brilliant job. They've all taken on their tasks and got on with them. So it's a team effort in anything that we've been doing. I wish particularly to thank Emma Alsop and Ralph Orgeret, who are now deemit in office. And hopefully they continue doing great youth work. Thanks very much.
What we've been up to recently can mostly be looked at in the RSCDS shop. Book 51 has been out since summer with the CD. The videos and the teaching tracks are now up on YouTube and the website respectively, so you can get them from there. The new combined book 31 to 38 is out there over at the shop, and we have a revised edition of the combined book for 19 to 24, which has all the errata and the questions and answers from the technique panel folded in. So that has become a lot nicer. Some of you might have seen the HarperCollins Little Book of Scottish Dance, which is basically Ceilidh dances and simple country dances. So if you're looking for a stocking filler for your non-dancing friends, relations, colleagues, enemies, this is the one to get. And we have an updated index to dances, which is current up to book 51, that you can download from the RSCDS website. Looking forward, we do have a few projects in the pipeline. We're just now making the final selection of dances for book 52. We've had 150 submissions, and we've been boiling that down to 12 or so. So we're just figuring out which will be the 12 dances to end up in the actual book that's going to come out next summer. There's going to be a book of some description in 2019. It won't be a book of newly solicited dances, but we're looking into what might be interesting. And in connection with that, we found that there's been some discussion going on as to whether there should be annual books of dances new to the RSCDS repertoire, either newly devised dances or dances from the community that people have liked. And there's been a bit of back and forth, people writing into us or the membership board, and we've found that we don't really know what the majority of people is thinking. We have sort of vocal communications from a few people, but we'd like to get a bigger picture. And so what we're going to do soonish, I hope, is to have an online survey where we ask questions like, should there be annual books of dances? Or sort of, do you prefer books on paper or ebooks or both? Or how many pounds sterling increase in your annual dues would you be willing to accept if we made all our publications free to download, that sort of thing. So both sort of concrete short-term things as well as strategy hypotheticals that we'd just like to have an opinion about. So that's hopefully going to be done before the end of the year. Another thing that we're looking into is trying to widen the standard terminology process, where basically we try to evolve how we're describing our dances. This so far has been done sort of on an ad hoc basis by people who have been interested and been on the committee or have used to be on the committee and that sort of thing, and we'd like to sort of open that up to anyone who's interested in the topic. It's a bit of a specialist thing, but there are people who feel very strongly about that, and we don't want sort of their opinions to be lost. As Andrew has mentioned, we're also busy working on the new website. We're now getting the technical scaffolding done with time, and soon I hope we will be able to contribute a lot more to the actual content on there. And that is, I think, is something where our committee can take on a more active role than it used to. That's about where we are now. So we have lots of things on our plate. And like Anne, I would like to thank the people on the Membership Services Committee for their contributions, especially Cynthia Suhu and Keith Rose, who are demitting office this year. It's been great working with you, and I hope that you will be helping us out off and on in the future.
Right. This is going to be very short and to the point. If I'm going to spend an hour talking about the basic teaching qualification, I don't think you want to hear any about that in this meeting. What I will just say is that while we're developing the new basic teaching qualification, we decided that we weren't completely happy with the current system, which is going to have to continue for at least 2 or 3 years, if not longer. That we have no idea how much longer. So, what we have done is we have decided that for Unit 2, we're actually going to replace 2 of the dances. We're going to take 2 out that we don't think were really suitable and replace them with 2 others. For Unit 3, we have decided to remove the need to dance the 16-bar sequence. And for Unit 5, we've removed the need to dance the whole 32-bar sequence. This is based on the theory that if they've passed Unit 2, they've already shown that they can dance, so they don't need to spend time during the teaching part of the exam doing it again. Unit 5, there is a list of possible assignments that the examiners choose one from this list. Okay, that's fair enough. And then there is a list of possible formations that the teachers are supposed to be able to teach. What we realized was that the list of assignments did not match the list of formations. So we have removed one of the formations that only appears in one of the RSCDS dances, and we have added we've removed some of the dances that we thought were unsuitable, but we have added a whole lot more so that the examiners can now choose a dance with any one of the formations that are listed. The whole thing just makes more sense. The idea is that we will have a new syllabus available in January, listing all this. And the first exams on this new syllabus will be taken in July. Will start to be taken then. Talking about exams, one of our more senior examiners, Johanne McLean, decided to retire. And she has agreed to becoming an examiner emeritus. That means we can still call on her for advice. And Helen and I think that when we were doing our certificate work in the 1971-72 era was when Johanne was actually appointed an examiner. She has done sterling work for the Society over many, many years, and I think she does deserve a rest. As a consequence of that, we're thinking about how do we appoint examiners and what criteria do we use for them. So that is all another thing to be reviewed. As far as the basic teaching qualification is concerned, we hope to finalize the proposal at our next meeting in December. From the feedback we got yesterday when we were talking about it, I'm not sure that that's actually going to be achievable. There were so many different people have told me what I need to do and what the committee needs to come up with. But that's our objective. We need to incorporate the feedback we've had from everybody. I've also got 2 people retiring from my committee, and I'd like to thank them for the hard work they've done. One of them is Sue Ronald from America, and who has worked very hard on the BTQ. and we're replacing her with somebody else from the same area. So we would then continue to have 2 people living in the US on our committee. And I'm very pleased to say that we actually have a full committee of 9 people plus me. So I can allocate work out to all of them. I'd like to thank the 2 retiring members, and I'd like to welcome the 2 new ones. And thank you for your time.